Canadians have a right to know not only where their tax dollars are going, but also that they are being used appropriately. My Conservative colleagues and I are working to scrutinize the government's spending, and one way I will keep you updated is through my regular By the Numbers review. Next up, recent Auditor General reports. On December 6, Canada's Auditor General released two new reports evaluating the government's performance on COVID-19, specifically their vaccine procurement and benefits delivery. Both reports highlighted significant concerns. In terms of COVID-19 benefits, the Auditor General found that payments of $4.6 billion were made to ineligible individuals and at least $27.4 billion in payments for individuals and employers need further investigation. After waiting far too long to take the global COVID-19 pandemic seriously, the Liberals wanted to be seen to be finally doing something. Their goal was to get money out to Canadians as quickly as possible, even at the expense of verifying eligibility initially.
The number of post-payment verifications included in the plans is insufficient to address all payments at risk of being ineligible. The agency and the department are not planning to verify payments made to all identified recipients who may not be eligible for COVID-19 benefit programs.
However, it has become very clear that they didn't have a plan in place to ever verify eligibility. They were well aware the law only gives them 36 months to identify any taxpayer money that should not have been spent in the first place. What does that mean? It means that time is running out for the Liberal government to recover the billions of dollars of your hard-earned tax dollars that they spent. During her investigation of the COVID-19 vaccine procurement, the Auditor General found that the Liberals have already wasted millions of vaccines and still had 32.5 million doses due to expire at the end of 2022.
The government is on track for almost $2 billion in wasted vaccines by the end of this year. Over 15 million doses wasted so far, with the potential of the majority of another 55 million set to expire in 26 days. This government took vaccines meant for underdeveloped countries, the only G7 country to do so, while wasting billions in expired vaccines. When will this government stop its wasteful spending of taxpayers' dollars?
The Auditor General highlighted the fact that the government spent $59.1 million on another failed app, Vaccine Connect. It was intended to track vaccine distribution, coverage, and safety, but it wasn't ready in time. So, when vaccines were finally being distributed in Canada in June 2021, the app wasn't functional. So, data actually had to be tracked manually. That's another almost $60 million of your tax money down the drain, and $60 million more dollars added to Canada's highest deficit in history. What did we learn from these latest reports? That the Liberals' policy of throw money at it continues to waste money, and Canadians are the ones paying for it. Currently, 1 in 5 Canadians are having to skip meals. 1.5 million Canadians are visiting food banks in a single month, and credit card debt is at a record high.
Canadians tell pollsters that they are in their worst financial situation ever. Now, how do we get here? Well, the cost of government is driving up the cost of living. $500 billion of inflationary deficits have bid up the cost of the goods we buy and the interest that we pay. Inflationary taxes have increased the cost for businesses to produce those goods and services. The more they spend, the more things cost. It's just inflation.
While they continue to deny it, Liberal inflationary waste has driven up the cost of living and created 40-year highs in inflation. I promise to keep working hard to expose this government's wasteful spending and hold them accountable in the House of Commons.